Ah, the holidays. What a wonderful time in New York City. It's peaceful, there's snow outside, it's beautiful, except it's New York City, so it can't really be peaceful, can it? It's just another blazing fire on your average Tuesday night. But this time, there doesn't seem to be any heroes around to save the day, and somebody's trapped in that building. But all it takes is an angel. Or Angel in this situation. Yes, the X-Men character. Because today, we're talking about X-Men Evolution. The X-Men are having their usual yearly holiday party and seem to be enjoying it pretty well. Kitty's opening her presents and they're all just enjoying each other's company because most of them are actually leaving for the holiday season. A lot of them still have their families back at home, and the only people who seem to not would happen to be Cyclops and Rogue. So they're stuck at the Institute. But I really want to hone in on what I envision as the main character for this episode, which is Angel, in his very first appearance on the show. He's seemingly struggling with his own religion and how he's being viewed as a savior, as an angel, by the general populace. And of course, just like any other superhero, when he sees somebody getting mugged, he can't help but step in. But there's always somebody watching and lurking. So Angel does his job. He goes and catches the crook, and like usual, they beg to be freed.
I'll go straight. I'll go to church. Anything, name it. Oh, please.
Those around him do really seem to believe that he is some kind of biblical angel sent from the heavens to save them. And that kind of screws with his own impression of himself and the way Angel looks at himself throughout the rest of this episode.
Of UFO sighting.
Yes, stories like this quickly take on a life of their own, growing more exaggerated with each telling. And soon you'll find otherwise rational people seeing and believing very irrational things.
So with Charles catching on to the fact that there might be another mutant in town, he decides to enlist the help of the only two mutants left at the Institute, Rogue.
You say you're a good girl, I say you're a liar. I'm such a good girl, love a vampire.
Yes, and Scott, so they go around looking for more information on Angel, in the process running into a lot of the people that he seemed to touch in this episode, whether he had saved them or they had just heard about it. Their search ends up pretty fruitlessly, and so they end up going to a diner to enjoy some coffee and talk. This talk seems to take a more serious tone when Rogue just makes a passing joke about him not being a real angel, and Scott seems to take this to heart, wanting to believe that there are angels out there, as it's part of how he got through one of the darkest times in his life was through religion. And so he wants to believe that there are angels out there, because it kept him strong in his own darkest moments. But Angel's work is never really done, as there's another disaster that needs his attention, this one more orchestrated than the others. So of course he swoops in to make the save, getting the family out but having to go back into the water for their daughter. And when he comes out saving her, he thinks it's going to be all fruitcakes and rainbows and happy times. But unfortunately, somebody else is pulling the strings.
His fault. He knocked the girl into the river. I saw him.
Yeah, I did too. This guy's no angel. He's just some kind of freak.
You know, there's some joke about being a hero and falling in this, but I'm not gonna make it. Regardless, Angel ends up being ostracized, no longer looked upon as the hero or the biblical symbol everybody had believed him to be. And this truly gets him down. He's starting to really question his faith and what it means. But this was all just a well-organized plot, so that Magneto can capitalize, to cause trauma to another mutant so that he can bring them to their side. His side, the Brotherhood of Evil.
Except you. You saw how quickly they turned on you today. Do you want to live in fear for the rest of your life?
No, but...
There are others like us, Warren. I want you to meet them.
What, some sort of club for weirdos and freaks? I don't think so.
And of course, the second he denies Magneto, Magneto just views him as a threat and decides it's time to fight. Because that's just his thing, I guess. And when Magneto gets Warren on the ropes, thankfully, Cyclops and Rogue show up to help him in what is, in my opinion, one of the best action scenes in this entire show, on a holiday special, oddly enough. And of course, it's a holiday special. They're not going to beat Magneto in this. So Angel makes the save once again, and Rogue is very appreciative. And with the day mostly saved and Magneto off to do whatever he does in his free time, the X-Men try to recruit Angel, and he's not really down for it. He's kind of over it. As a matter of fact, the only reason they're at this hospital is so that he can check up on the girl that he saved.
Haley's awake. She's gonna be alright. You can see her now.
In my dreams.
Saw who, sweetheart?
My angel. He came to see me.
So to whatever you're celebrating this holiday season, spend it with the people you hold dear and you hold close, and enjoy the time that you have. Happy holidays to everybody.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
You expecting Sam Jackson show up with an eye patch and a saucy little leather number? Go.